We went to Wuse Market. We started the protest from Wuse to Bega. The police, on arrival, they started shooting tear gas. We managed to kick up. They follow us until we reach Bega, throwing tear gas from behind. We have to throw it back in order to rescue the sisters. Police now order for reinforcement. They follow us till Bega and they arrested so many. They dispersed us at Bega Junction and they arrested so many people. Were beaten. Even myself, I was beaten. Tomorrow we'll be on the streets because we want our leader free. We want him free. And killing, arresting, all this harassment will never stop. There was a day on Wednesday they called that the CP said I should come and discuss with him. And I feel it's a threat because they have been trying to arrest me in so many places. And I told them, okay, later after the protest.
Welcome back, Mr. Yola. In the course of the interview, you did say that it's the men in the police or the policemen within your ranks that are the ones who were perhaps disrupting the peace. Can you actually substantiate that submission?
When there was an interview which the CP granted to NTA, in his interview he said that there are men amongst us who usually tell them where we gather, what we are planning, and what have you. So that's why I responded saying that if they said that we wanted to threaten the peace and security of the FCT, it is only maybe the security agencies who wanted to infiltrate us and cause chaos. But everybody knows that we have been peaceful for the past 40 years. No destructions of property, but our properties were destroyed. We have never killed or harmed anybody, but our men were killed. We have now not less than 1,000 people in the list of our those who were killed by either thugs or the Nigerian police or the Nigerian army. In fact, in 2014, 3 sons of the Sheikh were killed by a non-colonel, Colonel Oku. He personally brought out a pistol and he said that, who are the children of Sheikh Zakzaki? They say we are here. 2 of them, he shot them and killed them. Oku was in Zaria.
If I could jump in there, I'm not privy to that, and some of these cases, as we know, some of them are in court, either with a panel, and so we have to wait until those processes are concluded. But then the police have also said you do have a right to protest if you feel there's some sort of injustice or you've been hard done by. That's granted, the police says. But we can't also tell the police how to carry out their duties in the best way they feel possible as long as lives are saved. That's with respect to them having their members within your ranks. But when you say you haven't harmed anybody or disrupted the peace, we just saw visuals of that protest where they were pelting at the police APC there. So if you say, would you say that those are policemen and they're your members who were pelting at the police authorities?
Also, I will respond to that. You can see when they were using the water cannon tank on these people. They blocked all their assets. It was in front of the Nigerian Human Rights Commission. In fact, that is why I said, why should they go and say that people will not complain, should not protest in front of National Human Rights Commission? This is what I'm saying. And they blocked the access. At least, even if you are going to attack somebody, you should give him an escape route where he can move. But they have not done that. Just before, there was a clip which you asked, I think Abdullahi Musa was responding, that yesterday when they are having their protest from Wuse Market, usually they know. They move from Wuse Market to Bega, runabout. From there they will disperse. But the police came and they trapped ladies and children. So what can they do? Should they leave them to kill the ladies and the children? Like now, those who were arrested on Monday, they were kept. They were refused. They were not given food. They were not given they are not even allowed to pray. Does the constitution of the country say that if you arrest somebody, you should not allow him to give him food and pray? Why?
Mr. Yola, my question will have to do with, is this the only other alternative you have? I mean, protesting, is that the best way to go about this?
This is not the only way we have it. That's why we said that we write letters. We are in court with the police now. We are in court 2, Federal High Court. As a result of the attack they have on us, where about 6 people were killed and many were injured, because we are enforcing our fundamental rights. As you might have known, we have a case at the ICC with the government for what happened in Zaria. So, in fact, they were saying that they were uncomfortable with we are trying to gain support, people to sympathize with us. Why? Because they want to bury what happened in Zaria. All what they are trying to show the world now is that they wanted to say that we are terrorists. I will not agree to that.
Mr. Yola, you're saying categorically here that your movement does not in any way infringe on the rights of other citizens of Nigeria, whether in Zaria or in Abuja?
Yes, because when we do our procession, we usually move to one side of the road, and there is free traffic. In fact, the incident he referred on Thursday, we were at the office of the first law officer, who is the AGF, because he is the one whom the court said that he should follow the court order. So we were there. So we went there with the children of those who were killed in the Zaria massacre and their families, so as to testify that this is really what happened in Zaria in 2015. So, and the area was just it's a locked area.
Commissioner, the situation now, one would ask, is this the best way to have handled the situation? The example you gave, for instance, where the women and children were blocked and were not given ways to move or go back to their homes. Is this the best way to handle the situation?
Well, first of all, we have to ask this question. Why must they use children during the protest? It's criminal to put children in an arm's way. It's a criminal offense. So, you know, they have a mischievous reason for that. And the issue I told you, on so many occasions, when they were not that violent, we used to escort them around, even to the Human Rights Commission, even around the Bega. We used to escort them, give them security, wherever they go. We just take tactics of recent, because they've also changed tactics that they are infringing on other people's rights, and they are threatening the peace and security of the FCT. And we'll not just sit down and fold our arms. We have to do something about it.
Mr. Bello, can you justify the police command, even if there's an agreement or a consensus that indeed some of the members of that movement were out of line? Can you in any way justify the kind of extreme violence we saw in some isolated incidences where police were beating the protesters quite severely and there were injuries involved?
Well, I don't know about where police were beating them. But of recent, I think the one that happened was it on Monday, when they were marching towards the Unity Fountain, where we took positions. So we have to move to repel them. As you can see, they were even attacking our water cannon vehicle. You can see how violent they can be, with sticks, with stones, and we recovered a lot of things from them. Pebbles, catapults, and iron bars, and so many things. And about 12 police officers were injured.